गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभ जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन यशोदानंदन नरंजन यशोदा यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंद यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज यमुनातीरवनचारी जय जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमदभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन विभूति फाउंडर आचार्य शिल प्रभुपाद की। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की। शिल प्रभुपाद की। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 81, entitled The Lord Blesses Sudama Brahmana. Text 21 through 23rd. So I'll recite text 21 and 22nd, and together we can recite 23. इति तच्चिन्तयन्नन्तः प्राप्तो निज-गृहान्तिकम् sūryānalendu-saṅkāśair vimānaiḥ sarvato vṛtam vicitropavanodyānaiḥ kūjad-dvija-kulākulaiḥ protphulla-kamudāmbhoja kahlārotpala-vāribhiḥ. Please repeat after me. juṣṭaṁ sv-alaṅkṛtaiḥ pumbhiḥ strībhiśca hariṇākṣibhiḥ kimidam kasya va sthānaṁ kathaṁ tadidamityabbhūt. juṣṭaṁ sv-alaṅkṛtaiḥ pumbhiḥ strībhiśca hariṇākṣibhiḥ kimidam kasya va sthānaṁ kathaṁ tadidamityabbhūt. juṣṭaṁ sv-alaṅkṛtaiḥ pumbhiḥ strībhiśca hariṇākṣibhiḥ kimidam kasya va sthānaṁ katham tadidamityaabhūt.
juṣṭaṁ svalaṅkṛtaiḥ pumbhiḥ
juṣṭaṁ svalaṅkṛtaiḥ
isya hariṇākṣibhiḥ
hariṇākṣibhiḥ
idaṁ kasya va sthānaṁ
idam kasya sthānaṁ
katham
tadidamityaabhūt. kasya sthānaṁ katham tadidamityaabhūt. katham tadidamityaabhūt. Mataji. juṣṭaṁ, adorned, so well, alaṅkṛtaiḥ, ornamented, pumbhiḥ, with men, strībhiś, with women, cha, and hariṇā, like those of she-deer, akṣibhiḥ, whose eyes, kim, what, idam, this, kasya, whose, va, or, sthānaṁ, place, kathaṁ, how, tat, it, idam, this, iti, so, abhūt, has become. Translation and purport by the followers and disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Shukdev Goswami continued, thinking thus to himself, Sudama finally came to the place where his home stood. But that place was now crowded on all sides with towering celestial palaces, rivaling the combined brilliance of the sun, fire, and the moon. There were splendorous courtyards and gardens, each filled with flocks of cooing birds and beautified by ponds in which kūjad-dvija-kulākulaiḥ, kahlārotpala and utpala lotuses grew. Finally, attired men and doe-eyed women stood in attendance. Sudama wondered, what is all this? Whose property is it? How has this all come about? Purport. Srila Sridhar Swami gives the sequence of the Brahmana's thoughts. First, seeing a great unfamiliar effulgence, he thought, what is this? Then, noting the palaces, he asked himself, whose palace is this? And recognizing it as his own, he wondered, how has it become so transformed? Om ajñānatimirandhasya jñānāṅjana-śalākaya chakṣuranmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam sthāpitam yena bhūtale svayam rūpah kada mahyam dadāti svapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitangscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradhayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauradvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, I sincerely seek the blessings of all the assembled devotees. And who am I to speak anything about Srimad Bhagavatam? Sridhar Swami, when he begins his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he compares his intelligence with the Mandhar mountain, which was used in Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean. So he compares his intelligence with the Mandhar mountain, and he compares the great literatures like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita ityadi to be the ocean. So what happened when the demigods and the other party, they were trying to churn the ocean, the Mandhar mountain, it sank down the ocean. Similarly, he says that when I personally try to understand and study Srimad Bhagavatam, my intelligence simply sinks in, meaning it doesn't really get anything. But just like Sri Krishna, Sri Vishnu appeared as Kurma, in Kurma Rupa, in tortoise form, and he supported the Mandhar mountain. Similarly, O Sri Krishna, I pray unto you that you please become the Adhar, the foundation, the basis of my intelligence, so that I can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why in the Brahma Gayatri mantra, the last part is Tanno Dhiyaha Prachodayat. Prachodayat is motivate. Please inspire me, please motivate my intelligence so that I can do Janma Karma Chame Divyam. I can do Bodhayantaha Parasparam Ityadi. So with that mood, for the pleasure of Shri Shri Krishna Balram, Shri Shri Radhesham, Gaurnitai, Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees, would like to discuss some insights from the present verses from Srimad Bhagavatam. I was just reading yesterday glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the verse is Yaha pathet prayato nityam Shlokam Bhagavatam Mune Ashtadasha Purananam Phalam Prapnoti Manavaha. So this is from Jiva Goswami Tattva Sandarbha. He says, one who studies Srimad Bhagavatam every day, he attains the same result as one attains by studying all the 18 Puranas. So just by doing Srimad Bhagavatam, studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, we're actually studying all the 18 Puranas. So I was like, such a good... nowadays we have like buy one, get one. This is buy one, get 18. Hari Ol. Hare Krishna. So we have a few points here to discuss. In the Sudama pastime, there is a great importance which is stressed of taking darshans of the Lord, of having an audience with the Lord. Because we see how Sudama, he came to Dwarka and he took darshans of the Lord. Just like pilgrims, they come to Vrindavan, Mayapur, Puri, Dwarka, we go and we take darshans of the Lord. Similarly, Sudama also visited Dwarka to have darshans of the Lord. So we can see that darshans are of very great importance in bhakti, in devotional service. Okay, point number one. When we come in front of Shri Bhagavan in the deity form, we look at the deity, like the form of the deities. But they also look at us. It's also vice versa. They also look at us. Okay, now, when they look at us, they don't see us meaning the body, like this body. Okay, are we self-realized? Maybe yes, maybe not. Depends on our progress in spiritual path. Is Krishna self-realized? Yes, he is. Krishna is self-realized. And not only he is like self-realized, he also knows the swarupa of all of us, what actually all of us are. The swarupa of the constitutional position of the soul. So now when we go in front of the deities, Shri Krishna actually doesn't even see the soul, he sees the actual constitutional position of ours. Here comes my such and such bhakta in such and such rasa or mellow. Here comes my calf, cow, whatever we are in our spiritual constitutional position. And that is actually true. He's not just seeing us as body, not even as a soul, but he sees us as in our constitutional position. So that's why it should be our resolution that at least once in a day we come before the deities and we take darshans and let Krishna give the opportunity to also see us. So Sudama became happy. It was mentioned yesterday that he became very much happy, blissful when he was returning back to his home. But Krishna also becomes happy when he sees his devotees coming in front of him. When Shri Krishna was ordered by Arjuna, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya Me Achyuta, ki O Achyuta, please situate my chariot amidst both the armies. And Shri Krishna said, yes sir. He took the chariot, and what happened next was, Shri Krishna, he pointed his finger towards the Kauravas' army. And he was showing to Arjuna, oh Arjuna, look, Pashyaitam. So he was pointing with the finger, Sridhar Swami says, and he was also casting his glance, putting his glance on all the Kauravas. Jiva Goswami says, when Shri Krishna was looking at the Kauravas, also at the Pandavas' army, just by looking, he removed or he took away all the prarabdhas of each and every soldier from the battle of Mahabharata. That's why they attained salvation, liberation, because all the baggage of the purva karmas of the past deeds, they were all removed by Shri Krishna just by glancing. So when we go in front of deities, it's a great operation, you can say, happening there. He's removing all our prarabdhas, he's taking away all miseries, and he's making us pure and pure. So it's very important that how Sudama took darshans of the Lord, and he actually laid importance of taking darshans of the Lord. So we should also try to at least make a resolution of taking darshan once in a day. At least once in a day. Not online, possible, offline, coming in the temple and surcharging us with the vibrations of the temple or the centers. This is about darshans. Shastras go a bit further and says, even if one doesn't take darshans, even if one chants one name of Lord Hari, like Hare Krishna or Jai Shri Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Bol, whatever. Acharyas explain, when one chants even one name of the Lord, intentionally or unintentionally, Shri Krishna thinks, Shri Krishna's attention is drawn to the chanter, and he thinks, Madiyo Ayam. What is that? That now because he has chanted my name once, now onwards he is mine. Now the question would be, we are anyhow Krishna's, each of us. So what is this special resolution about? So this is some personal interest which Krishna builds in that particular soul or person. Once only we take the name of Lord and we become Krishna's. And this is not us thinking we are Krishna's, this is Krishna thinking that they are mine. Like the Madhya and Tadya Bhav. The second resolution is, Maya sarvato rakshaniyo ayam. Because now he is mine, it's my responsibility to rakshaniyo, protect him, to maintain him and protect him. This is just the result of chanting Krishna's name once. What about when we are chanting Krishna's name every day in a regulated way, 24/7? Kimuta? Kaimutyanyaya. Kimuta? What to speak of the result? By chanting Krishna's name in a regulated way. So personally, I believe that all the devotees, especially connected to the Vaishnava tradition, initiated in Vaishnava tradition, they must be respected a lot because all of them are Krishna's, and this is Krishna's resolution. So we should have a great respect for each other, and we should actually think each other to be a liberated person. This would be a very good understanding. Each one of us sitting around a devotee chanting Lord's name, they are liberated. They are liberated, there is no doubt about it. Whether one is initiated or not initiated, that's also a different topic. If a name has been chanted in one's life, he is a liberated person. Only the time factor is causing some delay, you can say. So this is the glory of taking darshans of the Lord and even of chanting the Lord's holy name. Now coming to the verses. When Sudama was meditating upon the karunikaha, yesterday the word came karunikaha, upon the merciful nature of the Lord, that adhano ayam dhanam prapya and madhyan uchchair namam smarid iti matva. Sudama thought that Krishna thought, if I give wealth to Sudama, then he will be very much proud of the wealth and he may forget me. So Sudama kind of reconciliated in his mind that why I didn't get anything from Krishna. Now, while thinking in this way, meditating upon the mercy of Sri Krishna, he came near to his house, Porbandar, as Mataji was mentioning yesterday. So from a distance, he saw like splendor, like radiance. And he was like, is this some Brahma Jyoti? And then he moved further and he saw a big 7-story palace. 7-story palace. Because the word in the shloka is vimānaiḥ in the 4th line. So one meaning of vimana is airplane or like a plane. But in this verse, vimana means a palace, prasad, a building, bhavana. So acharyas explain vimana exactly means 7-story building. So it was a 7-story palace which Krishna built overnight for Sudama. Now interestingly, how it happened also is explained by the Acharya. Because Sudama spent his night in Dwaraka, and here in Porbandar, his wife Vasundhara, she slept at night. And when she slept, everything was like before, like a broken heart, whatever they had previously. When she slept, first of all the members in the family, like herself, kids, they all regained their health. They all became fleshy. Earlier they were skinny because no food, no proper diet. Now they became fleshy, a good charm, grace on the face, nice clothes. And secondly, they had a lot of maid servants, people around them serving them, and all the building, they saw the building, the palaces around, the gardens, the swimming pool, the fountains, the birds, everything. It was done overnight. Now when Vasundhara woke up the next morning, just imagine you're sleeping on a kusha mat, and when you woke up, it's like a great bed, you can say, in a 5-star, 7-star hotel. So quite surprising, right? So Vasundhara woke up the next morning and she realized that, am I at the same place? And then she woke up, she stood up, she saw a lot of maid servants around. First of all, she thought to herself, what is all this about? How everything came about? So she thought, first of all, must be by Krishna. But she was kind of not sure if provided by Krishna or not. Then the maid servants confirmed, yes, everything is done by Krishna because of the association of your husband. Because your husband approached Krishna, so this is all due to Krishna. Now the wives are always happy in general when they have a good earning husband. The husband doesn't earn. So she became very happy. Yes, now my husband is earning well. A good FD, a good bank balance, palace, servants. So she came out of the palace and she was very happy. She ordered to the servants, go decorate the whole palace. Decorate the path with flowers, with rangolis, with divas, and prepare for the arati plate. Why? Because the husband must be coming back. So we'll do a great arati for the husband because he has been victorious in his journey to Dwarka. This is the perception of Vasundhara, of victory. Victory for Sudama is something else. Sudama is thinking, I have got nothing, and the word was, what was the word in the previous verse? Lajjitaha? No, previous? Previous? No, the word was lajjita. He was feeling ashamed. Anyhow, he was feeling ashamed. Vijitaha. Okay, it's text 17. Yeah, Vijita. Yeah, the Vijita. Mahishya. No, not Vijita. Okay, text 14 actually. Text 14. Yeah, sv-gṛhān vṛditah. The word is vṛditah. Now, at Porbandar, Vasundhara was so happy. Purno aham. Now I am full. Now my family is full. We are financially stable. But on the other hand, while Sudama is on the way back to home, he is thinking, alabdhva dhanam. I have not received anything. And vṛditah. He is very ashamed that now Vasundhara will be very unhappy. Vasundhara is already happy. But he is thinking that Vasundhara will be very displeased. As a good husband, he has a good feeling and behavior, a conduct for the wife. And as a devotee also, he's also having a good conduct with the Lord. Good balance actually. It's actually very difficult to understand the exact behavior of devotee. Let's discuss from Mahabharata about Bhishma Dev. In the initial days of Mahabharata, we know that Duryodhana accused Bhishma Dev for being partial, right? He accused Bhishma Dev for being partial towards Pandavas, and Bhishma was not fighting properly. But he was cheated with his perception. Why? Because it was not primarily the partiality which blocked his performance. Bhishma Dev was actually more inclined towards Krishna and Krishna's beauty. And that's why he was not able to focus on his job, on his performance of battling. In Bhishma Stuti, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Canto 1, Chapter 9, this is text around 14-15. It explains that how Bhishma Dev Yudhitura Garajo. Anyhow, Yudhitura Garajo you can find. In Mahabharata, there were millions of soldiers. And it was a great landscape, very vast. Just imagine in such a vast landscape with millions of people fighting, battling. And Bhishma Dev was also the commander-in-chief of the Kauravas. And where was his focus? His focus was on Krishna, on the sweat coming down the cheeks of Krishna, his face covered with dust, ityadi, and so on. Just imagine the commander-in-chief of Kauravas not focused on his performance. Yeah, Yudhitura Garajo Vidhumra Vishwa Kachalulita Shramavāri Alaṅkṛtasya. His asya, his mouth, was ornamented or decorated with Shramavāri. What is Shramavāri? The sweat which has come because of laboring, working hard. And ityadi, Yudhitura Garajo Vidhumra, the dust on his face. So just imagine, he was focusing on Krishna more than his job. And here Duryodhana is believing that he's partial to Pandavas, that's why he's not fighting. So similarly, Vasundhara is thinking that Sudama, my husband, has gone with a sakam bhav. Within, is he sakam? No. He's purna rupena nishkam. Fully, he is selfless towards Krishna, and he didn't even ask anything from Krishna. So that's the dilemma, working with the Vaishnavas. That's why sometimes the management amongst the Vaishnavas is difficult, because what they do and what they think, sometimes they do not align. Thinking is different from what they do. For example, Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee, is a great devotee. And Hiranyakashipu is a great demon. Whenever Prahlad used to go in front of his father, Prabhupada explains, he would obey everything his father said. His father said, you go to Gurukul? Okay, Gurukul. His father said, come sit here, okay, I'll sit. Ityadi. Srila Prabhupada says that internally, from within, Prahlad Maharaj never agreed with the principles of Hiranyakashipu. But outwardly, he was behaving like a good son. Now, that's not a deceiving nature. Generally, in material world, we say, Hitopadesh says, the moral book says, Kayena ekam, vachasa ekam, manasa ekam mahatmanah. One is a great soul if one is acting with the mind, with the body and with the word in equal manner. And opposite, Kayena anyat, vachasa anyat, manasa anyat, sa duratmanah. One who is different in behavior, with the mind, with the body, with the words, he is duratma. So the moral is this, but in spirituality, it's not immoral. We have to act in a certain way when outwardly, and we have to maintain the perceptions, our consciousness inwardly as per the Shastras, Guru and Sadhu. So this is not a deceiving nature. One is still a Mahatma. Prahlad Maharaj is still a Mahatma. Sudama is still a Mahatma. Bhishma Dev is still a Mahatma. Even though their behaviors and thought processes are different. So, Sudama also exhibited such dual manifestation of his execution and thought process. And at the end, everything went well. Sudama got darshans of the Lord. Lord became happy. Wife became happy. Everything that ends well is well. Yeah, the saying goes like this. Okay. In the 10th canto, when Mother Earth assumed the shape of a cow, she approached to Lord Brahma, weeping, Prabhu, Prabhu, please protect me. And then Brahma said what happened, and then the whole narrations were mentioned by Prithvi Mata. Lord Brahma said, okay, let's go to Lord Vishnu. His department is to maintain. My department is only to create. I can't take others' department. Lord Brahma mentioned. The Acharyas actually put it in a very nice way. This is not my department to maintain. My department is only to create. I'm only HOD for creation. Lord Vishnu is the HOD for maintenance. So let's go to Lord Vishnu. So, and they also took all the demigods and Lord Shiva also. Because Lord Shiva is the HOD of destruction. Now the Acharyas actually explain it very nicely. That why Shiva was taken? Because there was no need for Shiva to be there. Lord Brahma could have gone alone or with other like minor demigods, less. Why Lord Shiva was taken? So Acharyas explain, in order to maintain something, there has to be some destruction. Just like in order to protect the devotees, the annihilation of the miscreants is necessary. In order to protect Pandavas, the Kauravas were demolished. So Acharyas put it in a very nice way. It's very important. The sanghar, the destruction is a must in order to protect something. That's why the deity of the HOD of destruction, Lord Shiva, was taken. Now they went to Lord Vishnu and Lord Vishnu was prayed by all the stutis. And Lord Vishnu said, okay, I will appear and I will protect. Now the point is, before Lord Brahma and Mother Earth approached Lord Vishnu, didn't he know the miseries of Mother Earth? He is Paramatma, Abhijñah Swarat. He is aware of everything. So, if he was aware of everything, why didn't he act before? Similarly, in Sudama's case, he was aware of everything, so he must be aware of Sudama's poverty. Why didn't he provide everything before Sudama's visit? So how do we understand? So this is the nature of the Lord. that the Lord doesn't intervene without intentional, you can say, appeal. We have to appeal, we have to pray that, oh Lord, please come, do something. Then only He intervenes. He knows everything. But He doesn't intervene unless we, from front, we come and we pray. That's why we prayers in the scriptures, praying for different things, material, spiritual. And the Lord is well aware of everything, but still, His nature is such. We have to go in front, we have to reiterate everything. He knows everything, but we have to reiterate everything. Oh Prabhu, this, please help me. So, this is a nature of the Lord, that He doesn't intervene without we appeal for it. And appealing also in a humble way, not like a demand. You have to provide. Eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. You have mentioned that I maintain everyone. Why not me? Maintain me. Not in that mood, but in a humble spirit, that please help me with my difficulties. Please help me with my difficulties. Sudama, when he was coming back, he was all thinking about his dealings with Krishna. Okay, now when he was in Dwarka, both of them, Sudama and Krishna, spent the whole night discussing their Gurukul days. Being from Gurukul, I know how relishing it is to discuss old days. I mean, any person likes discussing the childhood days, the school days. So I can kind of understand, relate, discussing Gurukula stories with our known people, persons, relatives. It's non-stopping actually. So the whole night they spent discussing their Gurukul days. Interestingly, Balram was also there. But Sudama and Balram, not such good friends. Krishna and Sudama, they were good friends, but Sudama didn't get well with Balaramji. Maybe because of Balram's different kind of approach and nature. And it is mentioned that when Sudama came back from Dwarka, Sudama didn't even meet Balaramji, like just to greet or something. No, he didn't even meet Balaramji. So we can understand that Krishna and Sudama had a good bond, not Krishna and Balaram. Sorry, Sudama and Balaram. So yeah, so they discussed the Gurukula pastimes, and so now on the way back to his home, he was all thinking about the dealings with Krishna in Gurukul, and he was all thinking about the dealings with Krishna the last day and the last night. He was all relishing, very happy. When a disciple interacts with Guru, his Gurudev, we also kind of have a similar feeling when Gurudev responds to us in a very nice, proper way. After let's say Gurudev smiles at us. Because see, for us, the senior devotees, our Gurudev, they are the representative of the Lord. The Lord may or may not smile at us, His choice. But Gurudev, He may manifest that smile. So when Gurudev smiles at us, let's say, or he speaks nice words to us, encouraging words, pacifying words, we become very happy. And then the whole life, those smiles, those kind words, they really become impetus for us to continue spiritually, isn't it? So Sudama also is exhibiting the same kind of behavior. Because Krishna is manifest at that point of time, so he's all thinking about Krishna's smile, the way Krishna talked to him. So this is the sampatti, the wealth of each and every devotee, a disciple. All the interactions, all the dadati, prati gṛhānati, guhyam akhyati prachati, he has had with his Gurudev, the darshans he had with his Gurudev, with the Lord. So we should try to have more of such sampatti, more of such wealth, interacting with more seniors, Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Gurus, so that we can survive till our last breath. Because only those interactions will help us to remain steadfast in our devotion throughout our life. If we see from Srila Prabhupada's disciples' lives, whenever we hear from them, they may speak less about Krishna and glories of Krishna, but when it comes to glories of Srila Prabhupada, they are non-stop. Each transaction they had, practically each one of them had written a book on their interactions with Srila Prabhupada. So we can actually see how important it is to have those practical experiences, transactions, interactions with the seniors, especially with our Gurudev. So we should pray that we get more and more and more opportunities to interact in a right spirit and in a right mood with the Lord and with his representatives. So Sudama also is exhibiting the same kind of behavior. These are few lessons which I thought are important from the verse. Can we have the verse, please? Today's verse. So, iti 10.81.21. So, iti tat cintayann antaḥ prāpto niya-gṛhāntikam sūryānalendu-saṅkāśair vimānaiḥ sarvato vṛtam vicitropavanodyānaiḥ kūjad-dvija-kulākulaiḥ protphulla-kamudāmbhoja kahlārotpala-vāribhiḥ juṣṭaṁ sv-alaṅkṛtaiḥ pumbhiḥ strībhiś hariṇākṣibhiḥ idam kasya sthānaṁ kathaṁ idam abhūt. Economic development is not actually spiritual development. Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna says, avapya bhūma vasapatna mriddham rajyam suranam api chadhipatyam. When Arjuna says that, oh Krishna, I do not want a kingdom as great as Indra. So in that purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that economic development is not actual spiritual development. For Vasundhara, maybe it was economic development which she considered to be like a religious progress. But for Sudama, it was very clear that artha vikas, economical development, is not the actual spiritual development. But still, by the mercy of Sri Krishna, he attained great prosperity like the demigods. And the prosperity is mentioned that it was a 7-story building studded with diamonds, rubies all around, people, servants all around waiting to serve them, the family, the Sudama family. And there were gardens. So there were Upavan and there was Udyan. So Udyan means a kind of garden which provides flowers, and Upavan which gives fruits. Acharyas explain. Upavan gives fruits, Udyan provides flowers. And they had ponds, and in those ponds they had 4 kinds of lotuses. Very nice description. Kumuda, Ambhoja, Kahlar, and Utpala. Kumuda is Shweta Utpala. It's white in color. Some they say it is red, some they say it is white, and it blossoms in the night time. Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. So that Kairava also refers to Kumuda in Shikshastakam. Because Chandrika doesn't come in the daytime. So Kumuda, Kairava the same. So Kumuda is white and it blossoms in the night. And when they blossom, of course, the aroma spreads. Then Ambhoja is the regular lotus we see, the pink one. Then Utpala is blue lotus. The blue lotus. Utpala is blue lotus, and Kahlar is said to be a kind of white lotus which spreads a lot of aroma, smell. Like nowadays we see this room freshener machines which spreads aroma on its own, like in 2 minutes or in 3 minutes. But Krishna, the nature, they have natural room fresheners which spreads keep on spreading the aroma, the lotuses, the flowers. We are just replicating the nature's thing actually, the modern us. Actually, the people in present generation, we very well connect with Sudama's pastime because Sudama was poverty-stricken, financial crisis, family not happy, wife forcing the husband to go and earn. Similarly, nowadays, we also experience similar happenings in practically all the homes, households. So we relate very well with the Sudama's pastimes. It's like since childhood, we have been hearing about Sudama and Krishna, how Sudama went, how Krishna provided everything. So, but the intricacies are quite deep about Sudama's mind, his devotion and his thought process. Anyhow, there are a lot of things to say, discuss. So, we'll just read the translation and we'll stop. Shukdev Goswami continued, thinking thus to himself, Sudama finally came to the place where his home stood, but that place was now crowded on all sides with towering. It's just like if someone comes to Vrindavan after 20 days, 20 years or 25 years. I remember Prabhu, who constructed Surbhi Prabhuji in 2014 when the 40th anniversary was celebrated, the grand celebration. So maybe he returned to Vrindavan after so many decades, he mentioned in his speech. So Surbhi Prabhu is Prabhupada disciple who designed and constructed this ISKCON Vrindavan and ISKCON Juhu also. So he was mentioning that he came to Vrindavan after like 3-4 decades and you know what it means. A great change of the landscape in Vrindavan. So he was mentioning how he experienced, earlier it was all forest, all green, now it's all concrete jungles. Similarly, Sudama used to see greenery, forest, little broken hut, but now it was all like a celestial, like Amravati. Amravati is Indra's city. Everything so celestial. So, but that place was now crowded on all sides with towering celestial palaces, rivaling the combined brilliance of the sun, fire and the moon. There were splendorous courtyards and gardens, each filled with flocks of cooing birds and beautified by ponds in which kūjad-dvija-kulākulaiḥ, kahlār and utpala lotuses grew. Finely attired men and doe-eyed women stood in attendance. Sudama wondered, what is all this? Whose property is it? How has this all come about? Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here if someone has something to say. Ji. How to become more humble? It could be a long answer, but in short, humility depends on pure consciousness when we realize our swarup, the constitutional position, and that comes about by the process which purifies us, and for Kali Yuga that is chanting the holy name. So actually it is the Naam Jap, the Naam Sankirtan, which will help us to become more humble. And in humility, the chanting, the intensity and the quality will become more good. Like they interdepends. So chanting the Naam Sankirtan and Naam Jap, which will purify us, we will realize the constitutional position, and then the natural humility will come about. Otherwise it will be an artificial humility. Hare Krishna. And so please forgive me, this was my first time here and I'm not qualified. I just tried to did some bodhayanta parasparam. So hope you didn't mind anything. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki, Hare Krishna.